So welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we're going to look at the Weeknd Super Bowl performance, and we're going to see if the Weeknd $7 million investment was worth it. So yeah, before we get into it, I just want to make it clear, I am not an accountant, I'm not a financial expert, and I don't know nothing about anything. This video is just for fun, so yeah, let's see what happens. So before we get into it too much, I just want to say that we're only going to look at the stuff that I think the Weeknd spent his money on. I'm sure the NFL probably paid for the speakers and the electricity bill because there was a lot of lights. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So to start off, we see the illusion of the city lights set up. So this obviously must have cost like 200k minimum just to line up the lights and create that city look. There's a lot of detail in the city. You can see there's some words and there's clearly a setup for the singers and the band. So yeah, so then that car alone was probably 250k because that looks like an expensive car. His outfit, probably classic 5 bills. Can't be too much. Unless it's some designer thing, probably a couple grand then. But yeah, then we hear the orchestra boys. So I'm going to guess there's about 75 of them, maybe 50, maybe more. Either way, there's a lot of people. So let's quickly just count this up. So from what I can see, there's 1, 72, 73, 74. Do you know what? I'm going to just say there's about 70 of them because I don't know. So yeah, either way, that's a lot of people. So they're probably getting paid £10 an hour. And they probably worked for about 6 hours. So I'm going to guess that's about £60 per person, which is probably wrong. But we'll just stick to it for now. So that's 60 times 60 people. That is 3,600. So crazy. Oh shit, they all got costumes on. So that's at least another 2k on costumes. Actually, as a matter of fact, probably about 5k because there is a lot of them. And I know that Donny's floating. That probably cost him at least another 500. No questions about it. So far, we have a total of £461,100, mate. And the show has barely even begun. So the light show was probably about 5k. And for the smoke machine, that's probably, let's say, 2 grand. Because there's a lot of smoke there. But then we see there's so many fireworks. Clearly, someone is operating the lights. So we have to take that into account. So that person, there's probably about 5 people on the lights. 1 spotlight, 1 main light, couple stage lights, etc. You know? So that alone probably cost, let's say, another 5 grand. I'm just guessing, that's just for the work alone. And we can see someone is operating the smoke machine. And yeah, so in total, that's about 10 man on crew, I'm guessing. That's probably going to cost another 5 grand. So what, that's about 10 man getting £200 for the night. So that's £2,000 alone. Also, this is the Weeknd we're talking about. So he probably doesn't want the cheap lights that I've been talking about, £2,000 lights. He's probably talking about the £200,000 lights, you know. So all the numbers I've said, just add a 0 to it, whatever makes sense for you. And yeah, let's just see what happens. Oh yeah, we see these fireworks. And we all know how much fireworks is, very expensive. The amount of fireworks used in this show, I'm probably going to say that's at least 20 grand minimum. Because they probably got some wholesale deal or something, I don't know. But either way, that's a lot of money. So then we also noticed that this orchestra in the back, they're obviously dancing. So the choreography must have cost like what? Another 200 for the instructor alone to teach all these people how to move their hands like this. But that's crazy. So yeah. So then we see he's got a moving light set. So that set probably cost a bit more because you can move it. And there's probably about 6 guys moving that set alone. So that's another what? Let's say 3 grand. So what, that's another 200 for those operators. So 200 times 6, 1,200. And then we see that the lights and the mirrors in this room probably cost another, let's say 10 grand. Probably, I'm guessing. I don't know. But yeah, but then out of nowhere we see hella extras. Hella, probably about 150. But then we have to take into account, these aren't just normal civilians. These are obviously dancers because they got a little routine going on. So they probably cost extra for being dancers. And they got costumes on. So the costume, obviously expensive costume, bandages and stuff. Also, cannot forget the lights on their palm. So that again probably made it about £500 per person. So let's see how many people there are. I'm going to quickly count it. There's 4 on this side, 4 on that side. The row looks like there's about 12 rows. 8 times 12, 96, I believe. So 500 times 96, 480,000. That's crazy. And bear in mind, they have clear choreography classes. They've been practicing. So that again probably cost like another 2 grand. And so much fireworks again. These fireworks obviously cost so much, but we already counted that into the other sum. So we're going to go straight onto the string band. So obviously these violin donnies, they're not cheap. To have 1 violin person probably cost about 200. 200 times by 12 is 2,400. That's crazy just for that alone. And even that camera he's using, And I think that camera that he's using in this Lightroom probably cost at least $3,000 to hire, because that looks like an expensive camera. There's a lens on it that makes it look a bit trippy, and the focus on it is a bit mad. So I feel like just to hire that alone probably cost about $3,000. So yeah, back to the dancers. We see that their choreography definitely must have taken hours of work. So I'm going to say the instructor that choreographed them, he probably charged them about, what, another $5,000? And I'm guessing this is all from the Weeknd's pocket. But I feel like because he's the Weeknd, he probably got some deal with it, you know? So many fireworks. Again, we know these fireworks are not cheap. So that, again, we just have to take into account the big number he put in himself, I'm guessing. So we can see them all dancing. It's so crazy. And before he finishes the show, so many fireworks. That's just the most craziest thing you'd ever see. I wish I was at the show. I missed it live, but I saw it on YouTube. Crazy. So I feel like the total number he put in was... So before I say the final answer, I just want to make it clear that there probably is a lot more fees that he's been paying that I don't know about, that you don't know about. This number is all fake. Don't take this too seriously. But from my final calculation, 1,337,900. To be honest, I probably got all the numbers wrong. I'm sorry for wasting your time, but realistically, I feel like all of the rest, £5 million, whatever, he probably put that all on the insurance, just in case something went wrong. Because a lot of lights, something could go wrong, could be a fire, explosion, who knows? Now the question is, was that worth it? If you say no, you're just crazy, because it's not your money, so I don't know why you're complaining. I think that was worth it, because it's one of them things that's like once in a lifetime chance. He's obviously been locked up for so long, locked down, and he just wants to ball out. Let him ball out. What's the problem? Nothing. So yeah, that's crazy. The show was 10 out of 10. I don't follow NFL, but I watched the show and he was going crazy. So I think, in my opinion, it was worth it, because it's his money and it's his memory, it's his moment, his event. Let him do what he wants. But you know what? I feel like he could have done a bit more if he wanted to. But at the same time, I feel like that would have taken away from his performance. And I think he done it perfectly, because he kept all the attention to himself. And the show wasn't about a spectacle. The show wasn't about the fireworks and the lights. But that's part of it. But that should just add to what he's doing on the stage. Which I think that the lights and the fireworks was synchronized with his actions and the songs, which was perfect. Same with the dancers. The dancers didn't take away from the performance, because effectively they looked like him previously, but he looked perfect. Everyone obviously crying about this plastic surgery, obviously it's fake, and yeah, everything was so good, perfect. What can I say? Also, be sure to let me know in the comments down below how much do you think he spent, if you think it was worth it. So yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. So far so good. I'm looking forward to see any more videos and live performances from him, and I'm planning to see him next year in February. So yeah, let's see what happens. Be ready for the vlog. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I got a lot more videos coming out. Also, my Weeknd Conspiracy Theory Part 2 coming out very shortly. We're going to include this Super Bowl performance as part of it. And yeah, let's see what happens. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, mate.